Hello, Paul. I hope everybody is having a good night. Welcome to another episode of this movie thing that we're doing where we're talking about movies, except this didn't really feel like a movie. This felt like a giant celebrity Ponzi scheme from a washed up action hero. No, we're not talking about No, we're not talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme or Sylvester Stallone or Dolph Lundgren or Arnold Schwarzenegger, or we're talking about Steven Seagal and his movie Cartels, or there was another name for this. It was like the assassination of Frederico or something like that.
I saw a Kill Salazar.
There you go, Kill Salazar. It's either Cartels or Kill Salazar. Either way, this is one of those movies. The Red Letter Media coined it a geezer teaser, where it's supposed to trick your dad into thinking it's like this really cool action movie.
Oh.
Yeah. We decided to give it a watch because he has a reputation for these sort of things. And what did you think of Cartels?
Well, geezer teaser is probably the right word. Probably the right phrase for it. I was very bored. And it essentially was putting me to sleep as a geezer would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you and I, we picked it up because we're like, oh, Steven Seagal, he's been slipping. Let's watch some of his slippery takes.
Yeah.
And we chose this movie. It's one of the newer ones. I think probably his last one so far. Right?
It's his last one in a while. I know there's some currently in production, but it's his last one in a while.
Yeah, his last produced, I guess.
Yeah.
But we went with it because he was on the front cover of it and two dudes behind him. And we were expecting a bunch of Steven Seagal hot old man action, but we didn't see like any of it. He was maybe in the movie for like 5 minutes. Turns out the main character was actually one of the dudes behind him in the poster. And I think they did that just because Steven Seagal's name pops, right? Like, everyone knows him for the most part. So they're like, oh, let's not put a fucking no-name actor. Let's put Steven Seagal.
Yeah. He's the biggest actor by far in this movie.
Yeah, so that's probably why they did it. But honestly, if you go in hoping for a Steven Seagal movie, you're going to be, like, really disappointed.
But I think that they sprinkle him in enough. So, like, by the time you're asking yourself, where the fuck is Steven Seagal? He appears. Like,
yeah.
Every time we find ourselves saying, like, is he ever going to appear? And then there he was, fucking hyperventilating his way through his lines.
Yeah, but look at how long it took for us to realize that it wasn't a Steven Seagal movie.
We were like, halfway through.
Yeah, we were, like, halfway through, and we're like, why is it still on this random side character? And then we're like, oh, he's the main character. Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically how these, if you're unfamiliar, that's how these geezer teaser things work. Like, Bruce Willis is in a lot of them. A lot of old school action stars. Like, he was the fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's in a lot of these too.
Is he really?
Where they slap them on the cover, they put their name on it because they're the most recognizable. They get them for like a day on set, and they film as much as they possibly can. In Steven Seagal's case, they filmed in like his fucking bedroom, it looks like, because he's just in a white room for the whole movie.
That's true. They like brought the set to his house or something.
Yeah, they had to fucking wheel him out of bed. Yeah, they pay them a crazy amount of money, like probably within the six figures, way more than the other two actors get, just for their name brand alone. And they hope that it does well in Redbox. Like, that's their whole plan with these movies like these.
Dude, these kinds of movies, it is like a Ponzi scheme, like you said in the intro. I'm not even kidding. Like, these geezer films, like 70%, 80% of the budget goes to paying off the geezer in the film, and the rest of the movie is shot just super bare bones, and they distribute it to like the world. They don't distribute it only to the US. Yeah. And a lot of foreigners, they pick it up and they go, oh, I love Steven Seagal or whatever. And they pick it up expecting Steven Seagal, and they go, what? There's no Steven Seagal. But then that's why they sprinkle just a little bit in there to satisfy them. And they go, oh, okay, it's okay.
Yeah. It's meant to just trick people because he's... to this day, he's still like pretty popular amongst older folks.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you would think like, oh, how much money can they actually make off of these shitty geezer films? And I mean, you're right. They don't make a lot of money.
No,
they don't. They make like maybe $1 million tops each movie.
That's a huge overperformance if it does.
Probably, but the thing is they make a lot of them.
Yep.
They make a ton of these geezer films, like throughout the week.
It's actually something I wanted to talk to you about, because you mentioned earlier that there's a lot of these movies, and there's a shitload. Just drive to your local 7-Eleven.
Oh, Nicolas Cage does this too, actually. Have you noticed?
Yeah, because he's in crazy amounts of debt.
He just does a bunch of shitty movies, like fucking the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh, Willy's Wonderland? That movie's fucking horrible.
It's just weird that Nicolas Cage does those kinds of movies when he's been in plenty of good ones recently as well. Like the something from outer space.
Color Out of Space?
Color.
Movie?
Yeah, like he's been in good stuff, so it's
weird. Anyways. Let me ask you this, Paul. If you were an actor who's worked a very, very long time, had a career of 30 plus years, and someone comes up to you and says, hey, we'll pay you $200,000 and you only have to be on set for 6 hours. Like, who the fuck wouldn't do that?
I'll only do it if you give me a cheeseburger. And you gotta film in my house.
I want to eat Taco Bell in my scene.
I want to eat Taco Bell. No, we can't afford the brand. No, I want to eat Taco Bell.
Fine. Just give me a chalupa.
Give me a chalupa.
You can take off the wrapper. I don't care.
And you gotta give me a hot babe.
That's a lot of these. Unfortunately, a trend with these fucking movies is they always have like some girl that's like a quarter of their age.
Oh, Steven Seagal, you're so handsome, as he's eating like a cheeseburger and sweating his balls off.
Hey, you're pretty hot, sexy mama.
Yeah. Okay. No, they make him the cool guy, so he goes, I can't deal with you right now.
Yeah, that's true. I'm too busy fighting people off with one hand.
Yeah, they always do that shit. They give him the hot woman. They blow him off because they're too cool for a hot lady. Okay, fucking decrepit crypt keeper. Fuck out of here.
All right, before we delve into the actual plot of the movie, because that's the least interesting part of this video, I want to talk to you about these movies, specifically Steven Seagal movies. So we only watched one of them, and that was Cartels. And we might watch the other ones in the future. But in the year of 2016, I want you to guess how many movies do you think Steven Seagal was in?
In 2016, I want to guess he was at least in like 10 films.
Okay, you overshot. He was in 7.
Oh shit,
which
7.
Normally a big actor, they're in maybe like 2.
Yeah, a big actor's in 2.
Yeah.
And they film for what, like a month?
Yeah, a couple months out of the year, and sometimes they're back for reshoots, all that stuff. So it dominates a large portion of their life. So being in 7 movies is definitely a record.
That's a lot.
That's like Bollywood shit. And a lot of these movies, they were the 7 of them that were released in 2016. Of the 7, 3 of them were directed by the same guy, and that was Keone Waxman. Or Waxman.
Waxman.
Yeah, Keone Waxman.
Waxman.
He actually directed a lot of Steven Seagal movies.
That makes
from the
sense.
90s and stuff like that. But the interesting part about this, Paul, is you and I have both seen this movie.
Okay.
Would you agree with me when would you find it crazy if I told you that the budget for Cartels was $6 million?
What?
Yeah.
Is it because they had to pay the hotel?
I don't think it was. I think most of that money went to Steven Seagal. I'm going to be real.
This is what I'm talking about, though. They give the main actor, quote unquote main actor. Fuck, Steven Seagal was in this movie. They give them a big portion of the money just to use their name and their likeness. I'm not even trying to bag on like foreigners or anything, but foreigners eat this shit up when they see like an 80s action star. They go, "Oh, I remember this guy. He's fucking badass."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They watch that shit.
This is a movie that my dad would see at the Redbox and be like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
I got to rent this."
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, exactly. Our like Hispanic parents would be like, "Oh my goodness," you know.
Mijo, remember Steven
Dude.
Seagal?
Yeah, it's straight up. If my dad saw like Arnold Schwarzenegger still doing films, he'd be like, "Arnold Schwarzenegger, I love him," and he'd fucking cop that shit right away. And I'd be like, "Dad, I don't want to watch Terminator 37." So,
Mijo, they brought him back though.
yeah, they brought him back, and this time he's going sideways in time. What? What are you talking about?
You want something else to blow your mind? I was really curious. I looked up the budget for The Godfather, and obviously this is adjusted for inflation or whatever, like times have changed, but the budget for The Godfather was also $6 million.
Jesus Christ. To be fair, adjusting for inflation, The Godfather now would have been like at least like 20 mil or so. I think.
Let's see.
He's doing the math.
I'm not doing the math. I'm just googling it.
Oh,
Actually, okay, that's a pretty big inflation. It's like $44 million.
Yeah, see, it's a fucking inflation's killing, man.
See, but it's less funny when you do.
I know, but come on, gotta put a little bit of leeway on that shit.
Paul, you're always that motherfucker that's like, oh, actually, chicken can't cross the street. It's locked in a pen.
Look, I tell you how it is. Do you think this guy's last name, Waxman, do you think his name is Waxman because he has to wax like so many of these old, decrepit action stars?
He's got to peel them off their couch to get them in the movie.
He's got to fucking put like hundreds of liters of baked goods on their face to make them look somewhat decent.
And that's the thing, like, Steven Seagal looks so weird in this movie.
Dude, I swear, like you can see in the movie that the makeup on his face was dripping off because of all the sweat.
Yeah, and like and his dye was like starting to run a little because like it's very obvious that he dyes his hair.
Dude, it is so obvious. He has like super dark hair, and I'm like, dude, you would not have that kind of hair. It's either a wig or he dyes the shit out of it. So
it's not even like a natural black. It's like a fucking like he's rubbing shoe polish on his fucking head.
It's a fucking obsidian black.
Yeah, when I worked at Disneyland, there was a guy that I worked with. His name was Moses. He was very, very old, and his whole thing was he used to play the harmonica for guests. Right? I'm sure people are listening to this. If they've been to Disney, they probably know this guy. Like in the last like 10 years, his hair was also mysteriously black, but he looked bald. But he just had like this black splotch on his head. And he took off his hat, and I just saw it was black. It was all black from the inside. This motherfucker was literally rubbing shoe polish on the top of his head.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's how he was making it look like he had hair. And when he would sweat, you could see that his sweat was black. And I'm like, when I was watching this movie, I just kept fucking thinking about this Moses guy.
That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure Steven Seagal does the same thing.
It just looks so unnatural.
It looks very fake.
Yeah, same thing with his goatee. Just something about it. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot he had a goatee.
He looks CG. He's like uncanny.
He's not even there.
Yeah.
He just uses the green screen from home. Superimpose me. How old is he?
He was 63 when they were filming that movie.
63. Look at that.
That's fucking old, dude, to be an action star.
Yeah, what's funny is he like instantly beats up anybody that he comes across. I want to talk about the cast a little bit because the cast is, I mean, as you would think, the cast is full of nobodies, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
they just paid off all these people. Like they gave them $10, and then they said, "Well, we'll pay you in an exposure." So, like they're hoping to the load above that this shit takes off. But, you know, Steven Seagal just siphons their life force. So
yeah, he just steals their youth on screen.
Yeah, yeah, that's how he beats everybody he comes across. They just kind of fake. They have a bunch of these people, and a lot of them have actually worked in previous Steven Seagal films. So it's like they have like a little Steven Seagal cult going on,
like a crew.
Yeah, they have a little crew going on, and I'm sure that they're all in it. You know, they're all in on it. They're just like, oh yeah, shoot me a couple bucks and I'll fucking film your movie. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you would think that some of these people would want to progress their career.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest example is the actual main character, Luke Goss. And he's
the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy, Mr. Clean 2. And he has been in a couple movies before. He's been in Hellboy 2, Blade 2. That's about it. Everything else is all garbage. So, well, he's been in Death Race. I don't know. maybe
he was in the Death Race series. I remember that.
Yeah, he's in a couple things that people may know about.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's done nothing but garbage. But he's been in a lot of films, so credit to him, I guess.
Yeah.
But you would think that like he would want to progress since he's starting to get in these big budget films. But I don't know. Maybe if something happened in his career where he just realized it wasn't enough, or he had maybe other things to deal with, so he just decided to stick with these not minor roles, but like minor films where they don't give a shit as much.
Well, that's the thing. Like with movies like these, you don't need to give a shit. No one's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So you can just get an easy paycheck. It's like I said, you show up to set for like a day and you film as many scenes, and then if they want to keep get you for another day, they pay you again. They pay you more. That's really how these things work. And it's hard to blame someone for accepting an easy paycheck.
It's true, but it's just kind of sad. I don't know. I wouldn't want my name being thrown in the mud like that all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is a paycheck at the end of the day, but I don't know. It's just their acts are very stale.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of sad that they don't want to or progress in this career that they chose. It's a little weird.
And sometimes it can be hard too to just find work. Mm-hmm. Like this actor Jeff, or what the fuck was his name? Luke Goss. Yeah. He's a very like Vin Diesel looking person, and yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but Vin Diesel can't exactly like land other roles. Like if he tries
in a couple of geezer films too, isn't he?
I don't know actually. I mean, he's big chilling with the Fast and the Furious franchise.
That's true. That's true.
But like actors like that, like when they look the way they do, it's kind of hard to be cast as anything but like action man.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna cast you for like The Lighthouse. Like you're not gonna be in a movie like that. Like like you just don't have that look.
Yeah.
Whatever. It gives him a nice paycheck every time. Like he gets paid and he gets to continue working, which I'm sure he enjoys doing. I'm sure Steven Seagal's a nice guy on set.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
One of the biggest careers in this film is actually someone called Georges St. Pierre. Mm-hmm. He's the main bad guy.
Oh, he's bald guy number 2.
Yeah, bald guy number 2. And he's been in a couple of big things. Well, he was like in UFC and all that stuff, but he moved on and he started acting in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So he was in that.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, he was in that, and he's in the What If series. So he was like a voice for that. And then he was also an extra in the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. I mean, maybe not an extra. He had a small, teeny little part where he fights Captain America. He probably gets like punched once or something. Hold on. What was his line? I just saw it too. It was 1 second. Let me pull it up.
You there?
No. It was something like, oh, not so tough without the shield, huh? And then Captain America goes, yeah, we'll see, and then he just punches him. That's it. So it's like, oh yeah, I got it right here. It's I thought you were more than a shield, and then the captain puts his shield in the back, and then he says, "We'll see." So it really is just like that. So, but that's his like biggest Marvel role, I guess.
We can finally start talking about the movie. 22 minutes into this, we're talking about the movie now.
That was the most interesting part of the fucking podcast, so don't give me that shit.
Oh no,
this is gonna be a breeze.
Entertainment value goes way down from here on out.
This movie sucks. I don't know how it had like a 4 stars on Amazon. That was another thing. That was another thing, Noah. Before we even go into the film, when we were looking for this movie, Noah was like, "Hey, can you get this movie?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And then I look around for it, and I'm like, "It's not anywhere but Amazon for $4." And I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta pay for this shit. I gotta pay for this shit." So I was like, "Okay, like it must be at least decent or something," because it had 4 stars. It had like 185 reviews, and it had 4 stars
out of 5 or 10.
Out of 5.
Oh shit.
4 out of 5. So I was like, okay, people think this movie's good. and they are very wrong. They say you can never be wrong with opinions, but that is completely false.
Dude, it's just a bunch of fucking geezers who fell asleep for like the first third of the fucking movie, and then they woke up near the end when the action was happening, and then they're like, "That was a good movie. I wish my son would talk to me." And then like
it's just all like five-star ratings saying, "Oh yes, it put me to sleep, just what I asked for."
Needed a nice long nap. But you're right. Like, this movie does have some pretty high ratings, and honestly, I really don't get it. Like, this movie is fucking. It's just boring. It's an hour and 35 minutes, and it feels like fucking 3.
Yeah,
with how slow it is. Like,
horrible.
You would not think. Like, try to imagine the most boring political espionage movie you can think of. Hey, we gotta hide this guy. Where are we gonna hide him? I don't know. I'll keep you updated. Like, that's like half the fucking movie.
Yes. It's very disjointed, and the pacing is horrible, too. They do this stupid flashback thing every, like, 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. So Steven Seagal's character is, like, the fixer. Like, he's, like, the guy you call to fix everything. And the movie starts with, like, he's, like, interrogating the other main character, bald guy number 1.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What went wrong with this mission?" Or, sorry, let me do a proper Steven Seagal. "What went wrong with this mission?" And the other character's like, "I don't know, man. He just fucking left us." And then it cuts to, like, them catching this drug lord or whatever, whose name... What was his name?
Salazar something.
Yeah.
Russian. He's like a Colombian Russian guy.
It's Josef El Tiburón Salazar.
Oh, yeah. El Tiburón.
What did the fucking Steven Seagal... He said El Tiburón or something like that?
Yeah, go get El Tiburón.
Yeah.
You gotta bring him back.
The way we want it. Make sure we do not kill this bitch you hear. I need him alive. Works for me.
Hey, man, is that a jelly donut? Anyways, bring me El Tiburón.
You just hear rappers every time he speaks.
Like, they're calling for backup in a gunfight, and you just hear Steven Seagal like, "Can I get a number 6, please? Extra large?"
Tell me when we're wrong.
Yeah. So that's Steven Seagal's character. He's just like the fixer, and most of this movie is just them trying to figure out where to take El Tiburón. And I'm not even kidding when they spend the majority of it in a fucking hotel room.
Yes.
Like, most of this movie is in a hotel room, and we were joking around like the way that it was shot, or the hotel paid to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like glamour shots, and there's even a line that's like, "This hotel, look at this amazing view from this hotel room."
Yeah.
we were joking around that like one of the actors is going to be like, "Can you believe the special forces put us in this amazing and beautiful hotel?"
Yep. And they fucking did it. Monsters. Goddamn monsters.
The minute we brought it up, that fucking line was said. It was so funny.
Look at this view.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
And then they also did like a pan of the hotel name or something.
Yeah, and throughout this hour and a half long movie, Steven Seagal is maybe in, I'm going to guess, like 12 minutes of it total.
Yeah, it's like 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah, he's in the beginning during a pretty funny action scene where they're capturing El Tiburón.
Hands up, do it.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he's wearing clothes that are specially fit for him.
He has like oversized body armor on him.
Yeah, his weapon. He's always using big guns and never feels any of the recoil.
Dude, even the big guns. Yeah, you're right. He uses like a big old shotgun, but every time he shoots it, there's no recoil whatsoever. And he's using this horrible like little grip.
Yeah,
he has everything super close to his chest and all that shit. Like, that is not how you shoot a gun.
No, it's not.
And
I'm not a gun guy at all, and I know how that's not how you shoot them.
I can tell from I can say from experience that is not how you shoot guns.
Yeah, you've killed a lot of people.
Yeah. You're not supposed to say that on the podcast.
Oh shit! Cut it.
Cut it. But yes, he is like in such bad form, and it's ridiculous. He didn't even try to recoil. At least the other people around him, they're like, they're pretending that the gun is like kicking back, but Steven Seagal is just shooting forward, like he's not moving or anything, just walking forward. He looks like he's floating. Like they got him on a fucking like little pallet and they're pulling him or something.
Motherfuckers playing Roblox, dude.
Yeah, they got him a little tray and they're pulling him.
Yeah,
I swear.
It's you do bring up a good point that the other actors, they actually really do try in this movie, to give them credit. Like the fight scenes between anybody that's not Steven Seagal are like pretty decent.
Yeah, they're all right.
Like they're not horrible, but they're not bad either. Like it's choreographed pretty nicely. And then Steven Seagal fights, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
it turns into like a parody of action movies.
Yep, he's like the only one that does like Wing Chun or whatever, so it just looks super awkward.
He gets put in these poses and like flips a knife. Dude, there's a scene where near the very end where he like flips a knife to show how badass he is, and we watched this with friends. Everybody in the call started dying laughing.
Yeah,
how stupid he looked.
Yeah, but so they capture El Salazar and they move on, and they decide to hide him in a hotel.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
That's where the majority of the movie takes place, in this hotel room.
Yeah, they go to this hotel room, and then Salazar starts talking about his kids and all that shit, and that they're gonna hunt him down, and blah blah blah. And then the soldiers that are there don't really care.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, there. Whatever.
Oh, isn't that so funny? They actually talk about it. They mentioned this. So they have their like commander and maybe a squad of like 5 or 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they walk into this like super empty building, this empty hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the soldiers actually goes, "You really expect us to protect this whole hotel with like only 5 of us?" And then and the commander's like, "Well, I mean, you could just go to the stairs or something, you'll be fine." And like that's it.
Yeah,
so like
I remember
they did know how like stupid it looked, but
this whole concept was, but they're just like, "Fuck it, move on."
Yeah, they just moved on from it. So it's really silly. And then even with all that pressure, they're supposed to protect the world's like biggest cartel gang leader or whatever.
Yeah,
they have to protect this guy, and it's only 5 of them. Oh no! In this giant hotel. Oh no! 2 of them, they go, "Hey, you want to go get some Chipotle?" And they fucking get out of there.
Like they talk about not compromising their position, and in the next fucking scene, they're going out to get like burgers or something.
Yeah, it's extremely dumb.
Yeah, and at the hotel is where they meet the best character in the entire movie, Emilian, the fucking door boy.
That's how they introduce him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's smoking a joint on the roof, and he says that like 7 times in that scene. "I'm just out here smoking a joint, talking to my wife." "What are you doing out here?" "I'm just out here smoking a joint, talking to my wife." Like the way that comes across was so funny, but this dude is the best character in this whole movie.
He is actually
the best. Everybody is taking themselves so seriously, and this dude is just like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm in a bad movie."
Yep, he knows what he's in, so he's just having a good time.
Yeah, like there's a scene where he's like, his job is literally he opens the gate for cars to come in the hotel. Yep. And there's a scene where he's just dancing, like busting a move right before the main characters show up in their car. And I'm like, I don't think that was in the script. I think he's just dancing before the scene started.
Yeah, they probably just asked him to like go stand there or something and open it, but he's like, I don't care. And they just started dancing a little bit.
Yeah, probably. And it's just so fucking funny, dude. Like his character, he for some reason he gets on the phone because he thinks that something fishy is going on. Because I honestly don't know who is hunting this cartel guy, but someone is.
I think it's like it was like the Russian mob or something.
Well, this guy's also, the leader's Russian, isn't he? He's Russian and Colombian. So maybe like a rival gang?
Dude, it doesn't matter. This movie does. People are just after him, okay?
Yeah, there's people after them, nameless bad guys for Steven Seagal to shoot. They're after this cartel leader, and they're all at the hotel. For some reason, everybody knows that they're at this hotel, even though it was like a secret.
Yes.
Everybody just knows this, and so this door guy, he tries to call the police, and that's when the shit goes down. The evil people, they pull out their guns and they start shooting people, and it was really funny when this person with precision aim tries to shoot the guy, the door boy holding the phone, but he shoots the guy perfectly in the head behind him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead. And this is the fastest I've ever seen a motherfucker run in a movie, was that door boy running away from the scene after it was over. I'm like, God damn, he's fast. The fucking Flash has nothing on this guy.
They're paying him by the minute.
They're paying him by the minute.
He's got to run.
Yeah.
That happens, and then a small romantic relationship happens between the main character and this woman he met on the same day. It's a squad member, right?
Yeah.
Squad member that he meets on the same day, and they start falling in love on the same day.
Like, but in a way where it's like, hey, nice to meet you, and then they kiss. Like,
I love you. Yeah, it was really quick.
It was so fucking weird. Yeah, like this love angle. I think one of our friends was screaming like, "Don't kiss, don't kiss."
Yeah, they just started making it.
Yeah,
they had to shoehorn it in. They had to shoehorn it in
because of course they did. Romance. Yeah,
people love romance. They have to do it.
It was just like, it made no sense because these characters like didn't even know each other. Like, if you would have told me that like they were in two different movies, I would have believed you.
Well, no, look, I think you're misunderstanding because they went out and got the burgers together, so they developed a bond. Right. Burger buddies.
Yeah.
Okay?
I fell in love with you the minute we went to go get burgers. That makes sense.
Wait, what?
Huh?
So, things are going down. Action scenes happening. Most of them are silly, and they start killing off characters pretty quickly.
Yeah.
My favorite one being the guy who goes, "Hey, cover me!" And he runs over to the other side of the room and he gets shot like right away.
Cover me! I said cover me! What the fuck?
Dude, that
no
was
one covered him.
Fucking amazing.
No one covered him.
I mean, to be fair, he gave him like a second after he said that, and then he run out. He's like, "Cover me!"
He just dies instantly.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious. Like, those action scenes were so funny because like there's some like continuity errors in the editing that we've noticed, like where the shotgun, where someone shoots like a shotgun,
and
someone just has like a tiny hole in their head, and the blood splatter is like late. I don't know how to say it. Like, the gun shoots them, and then like 2 seconds later, the blood splatters out.
They were trying to do like a collab sort of kill.
Yeah.
Where a guy was going to shoot him with a pistol and the other guy with a shotgun. But what happened is the guy shot him. They put the scene with the shotgun dude shooting him first, and it blows a hole in his chest. And then they show the shotgun guy again. No, they show the pistol guy, and then they show the shotgun guy again shooting again.
Yeah.
And then you see a small hole in the dude's head.
Yeah,
but it looks like the shotgun guy did that with his shotgun.
Yeah, it was so fucking weird looking. Yeah, there was like a weird continuity error in that scene, and it was very funny to see that. But throughout the movie too, the main bald bad guy, he kicks everybody's ass in this movie. All the heroes, like,
oh yeah,
there's the commander dude who, in my opinion, all he does is just get his ass beat the whole fucking movie. Mm-hmm. He kicks the main character's ass, Luke Goss's ass, bald on bald action, and you know, he's just like this unbeatable dude until he faces off against Steven Seagal, and Steven Seagal defeats him very easily in a very laughable way. Like, I don't even think he touches him in the fight.
No, he doesn't. As soon as Steven Seagal comes in, he's the fixer guy. They call me when they need me. You know, when shit goes down, and he shows up, starts cleaning up.
Yeah,
and then he instantly beats this guy with like two punches or something.
Dude, it's like an MMA fighter fighting a toddler. Like, that's how that fight scene looked. Like, it was so embarrassing to watch.
Steven Seagal doesn't do any flips or anything. He just
stands there and like blocks the text, because Steven Seagal's an older, portlier gentleman, so Of course, he's not going to be doing all these crazy moves, but like it just looks so bad because like this guy, the George St. Pierre guy, the villain, he's physically acting. Like he's acting really hard physically. And when you're not getting that same thing from Steven Seagal, it just looks so silly because, you know, he's an older guy, but he wants to still look badass. But it just, I'm sorry, it just doesn't. You're so old. It's fine. It's fine to retire as an action star.
He's badass.
Yeah.
Don't you say otherwise, you son of a bitch.
I'm the one they call the fiction.
Did you notice they included a woman-on-woman fight scene?
Yeah, like a cat fight thing.
They had to include the cat scene too.
Yeah,
because it's hot.
It was a fighting. It was a woman fighting, not Zoe Saldana. They look exactly the fucking same. We didn't mention her because she's in the movie for like 2 scenes to complain about something, and then she's fighting. But yeah, this actress looks just like fucking Zoe Saldana. It's crazy. And then they defeat the bad guys. Oh wait, we didn't establish this. The cartel leader, El Tiburon, he talks to the main character about how he has money stashed away. He's like, I have $500 million stashed away. And I'm not doing a poor Russian accent. That's literally how this guy talks.
That is how he sounds, yes.
I'm pretty sure this is an American actor. Let me do a research here.
His name is Florian Piersic Jr.
Florian Piersic.
He's actually a Romanian actor. You son of a bitch! You racist!
Oh shit!
You racist!
Oh, cut that. Okay, so I don't
but
really
that
know
is
how
how
this
he
person...
sounds on God, dude. That is how he sounds.
Yeah, that's how he sounds in this movie. He's like, yes, I have $5 million.
You know who else is involved with Al? But now my old friends have become my new enemies.
Yeah, I'm sure he's hamming it up like it has to.
Probably. So yeah, they established that he has a bunch of money stashed away somewhere, and he tells the main character this for reasons. And then he vows to protect them or something like that. Like he's like, I'll protect you if I can have that money. And then, so they beat all the bad guys, and Steven Seagal disappears.
Wait, that's not how it happens.
What
The
happens?
guy goes, I'll give you $500 million, right? And then the main actor, he goes, no, I don't want it. And he gives it back. For whatever reason.
Oh, yeah, because he talks about how he has $2 billion somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah.
The mob leader says he has like $3 million stashed away, but he'll give him $500 million.
Yeah.
To like fuck off or some shit. And he goes, no, I don't need the money.
I want the $3 million. He wanted the $3 million. He wanted the bigger number.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, I think that's the whole point. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. This movie sucks ass, but it was something like that. He wanted the bigger number because at the end of the movie, when the day is saved and all the babes are kissed and Steven Seagal disappears into the grease, he gets on his motorcycle because he's a real badass, and he sets out to look for that money.
Oh, I see.
And that's how the movie ends. Kind of setting up for a sequel, but not really.
Yeah. Don't make fun of the Romanian guy, dude. He's an award winner.
What did he win?
Best actor in a leading role.
Oh, really?
In the Romanian movie awards.
Hey, you know what? Just as relevant as the Oscars.
Holderat demonstrandum. Something like that.
Suka. Yeah, so the movie ends, and then we all went on with our lives and completely forgot about this movie until we had to record this video.
Honestly, like we're not short-sighting it. Like the plot is really that thin. Like not a lot happens.
Yeah.
They just put a lot of filler in between of like, oh, I love you, bitch. Oh, but I love you, daddy. Like they might as well have made it a porn. That's how bad the acting was.
The acting was porn level, and let me like some of the people in this movie, they look like porn actors.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna say it.
it was a very shallow film. I guess they just said, "Hey, let's make some money, make it a fucking army film with Steven Seagal in a hotel because that's all we can afford. They'll actually pay us to record here, so let's do it." And then they just came up with this shitty plot in like 10 minutes. Noah and I could have come up with that shit.
It's true, honestly. We could have come up with that after getting like really, really high.
Dude, we could have. Yeah. I think some of our skits were probably better than that.
Maybe. Yeah, this movie was mostly boring. 75% of it was extremely just slow, and it went along at a snail's pace. I will say that the final act of this movie, though, it's not bad. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty funny for most of it. There was one scene in particular that had us all dying laughing. Like I mentioned earlier, was the knife spinning, how he did it, and his poses, the poses that Steven Seagal would make after doing like a move were fucking hilarious. But this movie was incredibly boring for like 80% of it.
Oh yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Definitely one of those shitty geezer teasers. I would not recommend this movie. I wouldn't recommend any of the movies we've talked about ever.
Yeah, I would not recommend this movie either.
Yeah,
it's not very good. I know I've recommended some of the previous
fucking
installments.
Septic Man. I'm never gonna let you live that down.
We're not gonna talk about it. I don't think I recommended Wish Upon, did I? No,
you didn't. Neither of us did.
Didn't. Yeah, neither of us did. I put that on the same spectrum here. I don't think this is a good film. No. Maybe just watch. I can't even say watch the parts with Steven Seagal because most of it is fucking boring.
You'll be done in 10 minutes. Yeah, and most of it's just him in his fucking spare bedroom.
Yeah, most of it is him just going, "Okay, so tell me what happened next." And that's it. Insert like Carl's Jr. commercial or some shit, you know?
I will say, watch the first 5 minutes and then watch the last 15 minutes. And there you go. You've gotten out of it what we got out of it.
Yeah, just watch Steven Seagal fighting and maybe the scene where the guy goes, "Cover me," and that's it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, honestly, you can just watch this review and then you don't have to watch the movie anymore. But yes. Don't tell anybody that we told you that because this video will get taken down because of that.
We do not advocate for any piracy.
Yeah. God bless Steven Seagal.
This podcast is sponsored by VPN Nord or whatever. NordVPN. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is actually how we fund Steven Seagal from time to time. We've actually been helping him, right? We're like a good
it's true. We single-handedly fund him. I think he hits a Paul every time he wants to.
He's hitting me up now, actually.
Yeah. And what is he saying?
Hold on, he's calling me right now.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
You home?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Listen, man,
right now.
I'm in some deep shit, man. I really need your help.
Okay. Well, what's up?
This McDonald's is calling me, and they say I haven't paid my tab in like 6 years when I have.
Oh.
I need like hold on. Let me see the budget. Hold on. I need like $7 million from you.
Oh my God! What the fuck? Have you been whoring out McDonald again?
Do you know the number of Dolph Lundgren?
No.
Hey, you need to pay your tab.
I mean, I guess I can, but you really gotta stop your eating habits, man. You're gonna make me bankrupt.
I'll suck your dick for a jelly donut, man. I mean it.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know what? I'll help you out.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
be over there.
You a real one. I'm on my way.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Love you.
Bye.
Yeah. So Steven Seagal's fine. He's good actually. I gotta go. So.
All right. Well, I guess that was a recording of this episode.
It's another movie being made. So oh God, I gotta go.
All right.
Oh my god, I'm bald!
stupid.